morning again, ladies and gentlemen. So as what Ma'am Ruth said, this is a story of transformation. So this is a story of how a fourth-class municipality, through its committed leader, empower the constituents to achieve their birthright, which is the optimum health. Um, the story starts with the usual challenging beginnings. However, at present, we are reaping the success and recognition as it continues its journey of capacitating the community. Our storyteller is the main author of the project. And for us in the local government unit, he is a person of many descriptions. So first, he is our leader who lives by good example. Um, he comes to the office even before 8 a.m. and goes home at 7 or 10 p.m. He's very generous. He sees to it that all of us, even those who are not working in the government unit, gets a fair share of the resources. So there was a time he had his harvest, he gave us the hybrid rice. He is also very humble. So there were times when he go to the mountainous areas, he offered himself as the driver. So that was only a few of his descriptions. For me as the municipal health officer, I feel that if the rest of the local chief executives of this country are like him, I'm sure doctors will not take up nursing, leave their areas and go abroad. Okay. As you look at him, he is a real Filipino. He says he's not a Chinese. He's a certified public accountant of Silliman University in Dumaguete. He is a CPA by profession, but a farmer by occupation and a politician by passion. He's 57 years old with 3 children. All are professionals, all are females. In 1980, he was elected as a barangay captain. During his term, he was awarded as the most outstanding Lupon Tagapamayapa. And then in 1985, he ran for SB as independent candidate and won the number 1 slot. He was a member of the board of directors of the Negros Oriental Electric Cooperative for 11 years. In 1998, he was elected as municipal mayor, where he served for 3 years. During his term, he was the LMP of the League of Municipalities of the Philippines, president of the Negros Oriental chapter. In 2002, he was finally granted a U.S. immigrant visa. This he waited for 22 years. However, in 2005, he had to give this up because he decided to stay in Bindoy to continue his public service, then to go to the U.S. One other recognition that our leader received was he was an outstanding farmer of the Philippines. That was in 2006 with 240 kavans per hectare. He was also in 2006, he was one of the 10 outstanding municipal mayors of the Philippines. And in 2008, he was the most outstanding LHP LCE graduates of AGSB. 2007, we went to Malacanang to receive the Galing Pook Award for this project. So it is my honor to present to you our leader of Bindoy Negros Oriental, our municipal, now Vice Mayor, Valente Yap.
Comfortable na ba tayo dito? Good morning po sa lahat. It's really an honor to be around with you, facing different sectors. We have students, we have academy, we have foundation representatives, executives, and so on. Thank you, Leah, for that very generous introduction. Health is power is actually, I was asking Ma'am Ruth whether, how do you define power in the first place? Is it the same power with GMA or have all the support of the military and so on? But anyway, allow me to show you the story of Bindoy, how we started, how we end up with this kind of program. Bindoy is actually 70 kilometers north from Dumaguete City. So medyo malayo, it took us 1.5 hours to 2 hours to travel. And ngayon, it's already a third-class municipality. We have 22 barangays. 6 of these are coastal. The remaining 16 are upland. So medyo bundok-bundok talaga yung terrain namin. We have a population of 38,680. And 50-50 po yung male and female dito. A household of 8,053. And our economy is more on agriculture.